How's everyone doing? Today I'll be reviewing Mockingbird, and if you've seen Mockingbird, definitely let me know what you think of it as well. And it's directed by Brian Bertino, who directed The Strangers. And Mockingbird is a found footage horror movie set in 1995. Four people's lives intersect on one dark and stormy night. The intro lulls you into a false sense of security, and then bang, which really sets the tone for the movie. And the dark and stormy night definitely creates a great atmosphere for a horror movie. Mockingbird starts out with four people who find big professional handheld video cameras on their doorsteps. There's a couple with two children, and then there's a single woman, and then there's a guy that lives with his mother. They all think they won some sort of prize to get this video camera, but they soon realize that there's something more going on, and their nights quickly turn to terror. And the video camera won't turn off, so it's continuously filming, and one would think that the battery would die, but you kind of have to look the other way with that and many other implausible things that happen in this movie. Then they all receive directions of things to do, and they receive Polaroid pictures taken of themselves, and they all seem a bit unfazed by it. In reality, I think if that happened to somebody, they would be running out of the door and just not going along with things like these people are doing. With everybody getting directions, Leonard, the guy that lives with his mother, is the only one that gets different directions. He is told to dress up as a clown, shave his head and beard, and put on full clown makeup as well, which he does. The couple and the single woman receive a VHS tape on their doorstep, and on the VHS tape that they watch, there's a murder, and they're told if they don't continue to keep filming that they will die, and not to call the cops because they're being watched. And then after that, on the VHS tape, there's footage inside of each of their respective houses, including them being filmed while they sleep. Then after that, the couple and the single woman are being terrorized. People are knocking at their doors, ringing their doorbells, knocking on all the windows, laughing, and making all kinds of noises, and they're getting strange phone calls, and then all kinds of strange things start happening from there. Meanwhile, Leonard, who is in full clown gear, is the only one that is told to go outside and do risky tasks which are completely out of character for him. His character adds some great humor to the film that really lightens the mood. After a long night of terrorizing and hijinks, all of them are told to go to 1805 Mockingbird Drive. With tensions running high, anything can happen and no one knows what to expect within 1805 Mockingbird Drive. It starts out like a formulaic home invasion movie, but it evolves into something more, and it turns the victims into the invaders and villains a little bit. It really plays up the psychological horror aspects with the human emotions, and while there's good effective scares here, there's really no gore besides in the intro. Leonard is easily the best character in the whole film, and the interactions with his mother are absolutely hilarious. Mockingbird has some really creepy scenes going on, and it's a very visceral film. I think there's a good mixture of psychological horror and violence in this one, and there's a lot of classical music going on all throughout the film, which can be unsettling at times. The room full of red balloons reminded me of the old Nena song, and while it did give you a sense of claustrophobia, it also felt a bit silly. The room was literally filled wall to wall with red balloons, so it was hard for the characters to see in front of them and also to walk freely. The shaky cam is annoying, as always with found footage movies, and with the lights going on and off and the power being off and it being completely black, and then there's flashes of lightning intermittently all throughout, it gets a bit redundant. There's a lot of found footage cliches here that get tiresome very quickly. The actions of the characters are absolutely absurd. Anyone with basic common intelligence would not go along with the things going on here. They would run for their lives. There's just too many head-shaking scenes here. For instance, the one scene with the characters in the Polaroid picture, how does it go from one place to another place so quickly? Come on. The climax that the film was building up to the whole time was weak and predictable. You could see that formulaic setup coming a mile away, and the outcome was way too improbable. The end scene, however, was a nice surprise and definitely makes the film stand out. However, it is flawed because there is no way they would have access to all of that or be smart enough to set up everything that happened here. It reminds me a lot of the French film Them. However, Them had way less cliches and was a far better film overall. I was really looking forward to checking out Mockingbird. I had heard about it before. I think it had been finished a couple of years ago, and I saw the poster art and I was really interested in it. And I liked the concept here, but it wasn't executed well enough. And while it does have that unique reveal, it isn't quite enough to help elevate the film to where I think it should have been with all the potential it had going on. I was really hoping for so much more, and it just got way too bogged down with cliches and not enough originality within the genre. The concept initially was original, and I like that they're trying something new here, but they should have done more with it. There were so many missed opportunities here. I like how it comes full circle, and you see some of the clips, and then you kind of put things together, and it does become formulaic, which is kind of a downfall of this movie. Mockingbird has some genuinely creepy scenes in here, and it tried to do something unique in this tired genre, which I do appreciate, but it falls victim to way too many found footage cliches. And the climax was a predictable disappointment, and overall Mockingbird is a middle-of-the-road found footage movie with a unique reveal that will help it stand out from the rest of the middling found footage movies out there. It really had the potential to be something special, but it fell short, but I do think it's still worth checking out for fans of the found footage horror genre. Overall, I give Mockingbird a 7 out of 10 stars, and if you've seen Mockingbird, definitely let me know what you think of it as well. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.
Sublime.